Ibrahima Konate will leave Liverpool. Or at least it's looking ever so likely day by day, right? This is going to be the occurrence, in my opinion. Konate will not be a Liverpool player for next season. When the first ball's kicked next year, he will not be the one hoofing it forward. Listen, Ibrahima Konate said this today, which I'm not impressed by, to be honest, this kind of public flirting. I mean, it's not that, but kind of is. Ibrahima Konate says this in the interview today with the French national team. Mbappe pressuring me to join Real Madrid, ? He calls me every 2 hours, laughs. In brackets says laughs. I'm not laughing, Ibu. Ibrahima Konate, the contract's on the table. Has your pen run out of ink? Or has your hand gone numb? Sign the damn thing, my word. Coming out there saying Mbappe's ringing you every 2 hours. Block him. Delete his phone number. I will show you literally right now how to do that on WhatsApp. It can be done. Burn your phone. Throw your phone in the channel on the way back. Seriously. Ibrahima Konate. What's going on, mate? Come on, man, buddy. We've got a project here, and you are one of them, the key players in that project, mate. You look at the guy next to you, Van Dijk, he's getting no younger, unfortunately. The guy scoring the goal, Salah, he's getting no younger. The guy behind you, Alisson, neither's he. You're the guy. You are the stalwart at the back for the next 5-6 years at Liverpool, but you'd rather go to Real Madrid and play with Trent. I mean, he's pretty poor defensively. You know what I mean? You have to do a lot more running over there if you did join Real Madrid. All jokes aside, listen, I believe Konate will leave. Whether it be in January or summer, I don't know when. In my opinion, and given what Paul Joyce said today, and let me know what you think in the comments, by the way. My name's George Scaife. Welcome to the George Scaife LFC channel. If you're new around here, do click subscribe. We're very close to 20k. Paul Joyce has said today, listen, I'm going to read it off my phone right now, about Matt Guehi. Liverpool will not pursue Matt Guehi in January. I mean, that tells me it's either happening in summer or not at all, and I believe the first there, because Liverpool have been in pursuit of Matt Guehi for at least a season now. I'd probably say there's always ties with players like Guehi, and very, very vague and distant ties, but certainly over the summer, it fell through last minute. I don't believe Liverpool will give up on that chase. And we seem to be the only team really in there. I mean, I've seen the odd Photoshop from Madrid fans of a Guehi in a white shirt with the little gold trimmer, like Real Madrid kit. It's like, don't suit him, mate. Liverpool suits him. And listen, I believe it's Liverpool or no one. I think Palace fans as well will be thinking the same thing. In terms of clubs being in for this guy, it's only really ever been Liverpool over the last couple months, that I should say. And obviously it fell through last minute. I don't know if that Igor to West Ham was linked in the end. I don't know if it was. I don't think it was, to be honest, in the end. It tells the Konate's... The fact Guehi's only going to be available in summer, says Paul Joyce, and not going to be pursued in January, tells me Konate's going to be the exact same thing. We're not going to knowing that we can't sign Guehi in January, why would we let Konate go in January? We're pretty light as it is at the back now. To have 3 centre-halves there in January and let Konate go, even for a 20 million, sweetener, I guess, whatever fee will be paid on top of that, to pry him away from his, leaving on a free, I guess. I think it should be a summer thing. I mean, that sounds like a Justin Timberlake song. It really does, doesn't it? Because it's true, you can't let one go and not bring someone else in. I mean, I thought, actually, Konate would leave in summer and Guehi would come in January. But now Paul Joyce has shut that down. Bringing Guehi in January means, obviously, you get a bit of a grace period there. You're not chucked into the team straight away. I mean, I've no doubt he will be fine if that does happen. If that's the occurrence, then he's the character to step up. He's done it before with England. He was chucked in there pretty much straight away. He was like one of our best players in the last major tournament. He was arguably England's best player, certainly top 3 or 5. And considering he was one of the new players in that team, it was so impressive what he did. If we do sign him in summer, I've no doubt that he will hit the ground running. But it's like if you signed him in Jan whilst Konate was still there, you could kind of ease him. I mean, not ease him in, but you've got that kind of no risk. If it goes tits up, Konate comes back in. They're both fighting for their place. They're both pushing each other for the starting place. A bit of competitive rivalry there. Maybe lifting the levels. I think you look at right back and there's like 2 right backs who could play there, 2 left backs, and centre half, it's like only Konate really. He had 2 poor games, Konate, first 2 games. No one ever, I mean, a few people to be fair were like, play Leone, but no one really was saying drop him. Like really. Any proper fans, right, who had a head on their shoulders. So having that would have been nice. Having Guehi and Konate for about 6 months or 4 months would have been really nice. A luxury, if you will, another luxury in our squad. But no, Guehi will not be pursued in January, says Paul Joyce. I would rather Guehi over Konate. I said this before, by the way. Let me know what you think in comments. I said Guehi should start over Konate. If we sign Guehi now, we had them both in the team. Who plays? It should be Guehi. I do believe that Konate should be given the maybe the opportunity to earn his place and keep his place, if you will. He's part of a title-winning centre-half duo, a title-winning defensive trio with Alisson. Why drop him there? Is that how you reward your players for doing so well last year? Is that how you give the players, like, what's the player got to? What's the light in the distance there for the players if you are taking this opportunity away? There is nothing to work for. If Konate's dropped after winning the league, it tells a player, hold on, what's the point in all this then? I've literally achieved the highest accolade for you. I've played a massive role in your team, played like every game when I've been fit, and you're going to drop me as soon as someone comes in. What does that say about our loyalty? What does that say about what the kind of tie we have as a player to the manager? So I believe Arne Slot would say to him, if Guehi signed, Konate, you've got kind of first refusal here. If you want to play, you're playing, mate. But after the first 2 games of the season, to be fair, I think he would have blown it because he was so poor, Konate. And in credit where it's due, he picked it up against Arsenal. I do believe Guehi would have come in, though, after them first 2 games. But hopefully Konate can build on that now and pick himself up and stay there. But listen, that's all a crazy world that we don't live in, unfortunately. Guehi did not sign it, fell through at the last minute. I believe Guehi will stay at Palace until summer. I mean, before even Paul Joyce was saying this, the only possible reason Guehi might have left at January was if they had a really poor season, Palace, up until January, maybe knocked out of the Conference League, which you've got to say, that should not be happening. Palace, one of the only teams I've even heard of in that league. So, I'm not saying they should go and win it, but they should definitely be going far in that tournament, right? That maybe a poor Premier League season, maybe Guehi's gone, right, maybe I could jump ship here. I don't think Guehi's the kind of character to do that, firstly. He didn't look too annoyed that he was staying at Palace, like that was a bad thing. I don't think he sees it like that. He wants to be a servant for his team, a team who have really contributed to his career. He wants to kind of pay back, and the same with Eze. He wanted to play until the very end with Palace. I love that about both of those players, and that's exactly how it should be done, by the way. Maybe it seems unfair, unjust that Guehi didn't get his move after doing everything the way it should have been done, whereas look at Isak and Vissa, doing the exact opposite, trying to force a move, going on strike, and they get exactly what they want. It's like, what Guehi must be thinking, well, hold on, what was the right answer here? What was the right choice for me to do? But ultimately, he acted like a professional and didn't get his move, but I've got loads of respect for him for doing that, I've got to say. Some Liverpool fans are going, well, Guehi should have forced his way out. Look at Isak. Isak did it, and we got Isak. No. Well, you're not the only club in the world, you know. You've got to understand how these things work. You that big club mentality or the big club, what's it called? Not so much bias, but you think you're bigger than everyone else. That does not come into play here. Be rational and see it as a football fan, from a football perspective, right? Guehi did absolutely the right thing, in my opinion. I think a lot of it comes onto Glasgow. A lot of it comes onto Palace not having a replacement. A lot of it comes onto Palace going in for this ego and it falling through last minute. And a lot of it comes to Liverpool for not having. We were only really in for Guehi. The argument, that playing devil's advocate here, is Liverpool could have spread their bets and gone in for someone else maybe as well in the last day. It wouldn't have fallen through. We were literally tunnel vision on Guehi. There's so many people you can blame, and Matt Guehi for me is not one of them. Let's just chill out here. And I'm absolutely behind him. First, before even the Liverpool links came about, I was like, wow, what a player this guy is. Certainly for England. I was like, what? That is so commendable. Thrown in there, big personalities, major tournament. You're replacing a big centre-half, a big character in squad, and he was just excellent. I thought in the whole tournament, start to finish. So in my opinion, if we did sign him, it'd start over Konate. I think someone in my chat, by the way, I do live streams on here, so make sure you're aware of them as well. We're doing call-in shows now. The first one was the other day. It's posted on my channel. Come and have your say. That'll be a weekly thing. Someone put it great. They really worded it great. They said Konate's ceiling's higher, but his floor's also lower. And I think that's great. When he's having a good game, he's having a better game than Guehi. But when he's having a bad game, it's a worse game than Matt Guehi. And Guehi's a more consistent, steady Eddie, I guess, in the squad. Is more reliable. And I think Konate, that's definitely been a word you can associate with Konate, but maybe not so much the meaning of the word, maybe more so much the anti-meaning of the word, unreliable. Konate has not perhaps been that 7 out of 10 every game. He's perhaps been an 8, then a 6, then a 9, then a 5, and this first half of the season really does epitomise that, and it's a great case study for that being true, right? A great game against Arsenal, in my opinion, did really well against Gyökeres, who, he's a striker with a lot to prove. They both had a lot to prove there, and Konate came out on top, in my opinion. A really poor game against Bournemouth, first game of the season. Arguably the worst game I've seen him been involved in a Liverpool shirt. And then Newcastle was equally as bad. He's getting bodied by Joel Linton all the time, coming into the attack. He lost an aerial duel to Gordon. It's like, what? The one thing you have over Gordon is probably not pace. It's not dynamism. It's definitely strength, like in the air. That's literally your best asset. And if you're losing a header to that guy, I've got a lot of questions, but credit where it's due. He picked it up against Arsenal. I just think them errors that creep into his game in Guehi. You ask Palace fans, and they rave about this guy so highly. Like Ollie, my good friend Ollie, CPFC, he couldn't speak any higher about Guehi, both as a person and as a player, right? So consistent. And again, having a Palace player who can represent England, and they're seeing it with Adam Wharton, and they're seeing it with Henderson at times when Henderson played many games for England? I don't know where it came from as a thought. He definitely has, right? Certainly in the squad, right? He's making regular, I do the arrivals bingo game on TikTok. I'm always seeing him in the squad. So they've got like 3 players there. Palace, and obviously Eze as well for the majority of the last couple of years. But Guehi, I mean, he definitely represents Palace to the highest of regard, and it must be great. Proud being a Palace fan, and it would have been so nice to bring all the characteristics that Guehi has, all the not just attributes on the pitch, but also attributes off the pitch. As a captain, as an FA Cup winning captain, he was massive in that campaign as well. To bring that to Liverpool would have been equally as big as the talent, the footballing player that Guehi is. But unfortunately, we are where we are, and it looks like Paul Joyce says we're going to end on this. We will not sign him in January, so get used to it. Konate, what do you think? Where do you think he'll end up? In my opinion, I think Real Madrid's beckoning. Is that a word? It is now. I think he follows Trent. Maybe not so much to play with him. Maybe that's not the end goal. Obviously, it's to play for Real Madrid, who naturally will have the pull over Liverpool. That just is how it is. People who deny that, people who can't understand why that is, and there are some Liverpool fans who are almost oblivious to the fact that Real Madrid are a bigger club. Get used to it. It happens. It happened with Owen, and it will always happen, unfortunately. Even though you could argue Liverpool's project right now is more exciting. You know, we just won the Premier League. Real Madrid have been beaten a lot of times by Barcelona in the El Clásicos. I'm looking at all the scores and watching some of them games, and I'm thinking, well, hold on, they're not really doing too well here, and the league table reflects that as well. Listen, I mean, they weren't doing half bad, but you look at the Arsenal games in the Champions League. Arsenal, a team recently under Arteta you associate with not much character, certainly in them big games, but my word, they were the best team over both legs. Arsenal, they were amazing, right? So Real Madrid, that's not typically them. Does Konate want to join that team? Yeah, because it's Real Madrid. Unfortunately, guys, leave me your thoughts in the comments, please. And if you enjoyed the vid, leave a like down below. If you want to see more of these talking videos, I could try and... Things with these, right, they're so like minimal effort, I can easily get one of these out a day. So if you want to see more, just as general fob off content, ask for it and you'll get it, mate. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye.